I'm really happy that I got such a chance to talk to my lovely Indians, because I have really a strong connection to India, because my husband's relatives and all the family are from Kerala. So I was born in Estonia, but I was reborn in India, in Kerala, and I speak a little bit of Malayalam, not so much to have a communication. And I love tapioca with kandari chili, just to know that I know what is Kerala. So um, I take this lecture as something what I would like to share from my profession. I have been working as a psychotherapist and coach for many years. And I'm coming from the country which is by size maybe the same as India, Kerala, but we have really small population. Estonia whole population is 1.3 million people. And at the moment, what I'm following the news about what's happening in India, actually we had the same situation 2 months ago. We had extremely complicated situation in the country. We had a full lockdown, but we managed. At the moment, after 2 months, we see that there are changes in the situation, and the restrictions are not so strict anymore. I have a special relationship with nurses. I do not have any medical education, but I have been working all my life with their medical staff. And I think if now many people talk how terrible situation now is with COVID, which it is, for me, it is the chance to see the things that really matters. And I really like this picture, what you're seeing on the screen. It's done by one really famous street artist, Banksy. And this is real tribute to nurses. If you see in the waste bin, there are those so fake heroes like Batman and some kind of Spider-Man, which I never liked them all my life. And suddenly the nurse became the hero. And I think the nature and everything around us shows what really matters. Because I believe, and I think it was happening a couple of years ago, you had the same situation with the Nipah virus, when suddenly people realized, wow, we have nurses and they're really doing a great work, yeah? And actually they're the same important as doctors, because somehow it doesn't matter, is it in India or is it in somewhere really developed European countries, nurses are always somehow on the backside of their stage. And I'm really happy that it happened. I know that it's people have to go through hell, but I see the positive sides of the situation, because we started to appreciate people who are really important in our life, yeah? And for the last 2 years, I've been involved in the project connected with the supervising the medical nurses in our children's hospital. So every month I go to the hospital and I work with the nurses on their stresses, on their fears, on the situations what they have to face in the hospital. And my two departments whom I'm working with are the most complicated. This is oncology, and believe that children's cancer patients this is the terrible cases. And the other one are from emergency room. Those are like in any emergency, what you have to face, they're always there. And I should admit that these people whom I'm working with, I really admire them. I think the nurses are the coolest in the medical field, because these are people who are doing their jobs with a really minimum money, with a full dedication to the work. And I have met nurses who have been working in the children's hospital for 40 years, and they never regret that they did this. So this pandemic for me is the point where we should understand what really matters in our life. We can earn a lot of money, can have a lot of gold, houses and everything, but does it make us happy? I believe that everyone has a mission on this earth, and those who decide to become nurses, they have a special mission. So thank you for those who are listening to me, because I don't know many of you, but I know that you have big hearts, and I know that you are doing it because it's your mission from God. So since Corona is coming from China, from Wuhan, I thought it's really, really interesting to find something from Chinese philosophy. And I have found one hieroglyph or Chinese word for crisis. And it came out that it's a component, it has a component of two words, danger and opportunity. And this is how it is. I see now the world, what's going on now in the world, actually. It's always up to us. Of course, we have to be really careful and to see danger in the things which are dangerous, but it's always up to us. Are we going to get stuck on the danger as it is, or we will see it as an opportunity? If to think about my patients whom I'm working with for almost like 20 years, I should tell that there is no one who comes to me because they have really good life. Yeah, those patients who come, they are so forced to make the changes that there is no other choice. They have to. Yeah, and I think this pandemic somehow is the option where we have to make changes. Since I have really limited time, and I know that Mr. Thomas told me that I have a little bit more, but still I can talk a lot about my work and my philosophy. So I thought that I will share my thoughts, what I usually do with on my lectures. When I'm working with people, doesn't matter in which field they are working. Yeah, I always tell that it doesn't matter what kind of work you do, you have always to take care of yourself. And I always take the model of the well-being. And model of the well-being, actually, it's really used in the modern psychology, because it takes four parts of us. Yeah. So I took this picture from Maori tribe. Maori tribe is something similar, like you have Adivasis in Kerala. So they have tradition of hundreds of years of knowledge of nature and all kind of spiritual things. And they say that to take care of, if you imagine the human being as a house, you need always to take care of four parts of you. Yeah, it is physical, it is mental, it is social, and spiritual. And when you do not, or you forget one of the parts, you become sick. Yeah. Or you become unhappy, you will feel yourself uncomfortable. So you always, this is the mission when you are born, to take care of four parts. When my co-speakers were telling how people are exhausted and taking care of the patients and everything. I was thinking that it's really good that we have such a system created by Nurse Nightingale, but we should also think, what can we do in this situation to stay healthy and to stay and to support the system that we will not get sick. Yeah, and when I was thinking about physical or physiological part of us, and from the point of the situation, what happens in India now, the first thing what came to my mind is that first of all, we have to take care of our bodies. And when I was looking the pictures from all over the India, where I could see a lot of youngsters sitting with their like these breath machines and these oxygen masks, I just noticed that most of them are extremely overweight. Either you agree or not, but maybe these are just the pictures. But I believe that if we will take care of our weight, the risk of getting sick, it doesn't matter COVID or anything else, decreases at least 10 times. Because as soon as we get a lot of kilos, yeah, and we do not have any physical exercises, we immediately become like a target for any virus. So for those who are feeling that physically they are not strong enough or something, just consider this. This is one of the part how you can contribute to keep the society healthy. Because when you are healthy, everyone is healthy around, and your body is your home. I have really. I always, when I talk about India, and people say, "What is the interesting about India?" Some common things. I say, like, do you know how I recognize if the man is married or not? And people say, how do you recognize? I said, usually married man after third year has a huge belly. So this is another thing what you should think, that the comfort and routine of the married life can sometimes not really healthy. And then I hope that the nurses will support my philosophy of keeping your physical body fit and healthy, because it's much easier to go further. The next stage or the next level where you should take care, of course, is mental. And taking into consideration what's going on in India, and I've been talking to all my relatives and friends, and I just realized that all of them are so anxious all the time. And I asked them, hey, how often do you read news? And how often do you keep your TV switched on? And people say, we have it on all the time. And I said, what kind of message you get from your TV? And people said, well, you're going to die, you know. So of course we're all going to die, because we are not living here forever. But this kind of messages what we get from the social media, from the TV channels, they are so distractive, and they are so nervous, and they create such a pessimism that it affects everything around. It affects our mental stage. We are like not able to concentrate on the things which are really important. There is some kind of depressive stage what you get. So if there is an option, limit the use of the TV, of news. I don't know, check the news once per day, and you will feel how your mental health is improving. And of course, social. I think the social level of our existence, it's always about our connection with other people. And since most of us are locked at home, and of course in India it's a little bit different situation, because you have really strong community and you have really strong family bonds, which are not here in Europe, because people can just die alone and nobody even know. These are cases happening here. And but still, look at your family. Look what your family members are really, what they want. Yeah, what your children, if you have children, what your children really want. Because I don't think that the social issues are so different when we have to work here or there, that how much we are connected with our family. And connected doesn't mean that we live somewhere with someone, yeah? that the real connection between our parents and me, or our sisters or children, how much connected, to each other. This is really important. And what is the distance between me and you, and what is the distance between you and me? Sometimes they are really different. The fourth is spiritual. If you do not take care of your spiritual existence, I believe that affects everything. And everybody should do it the way how they feel comfortable. But I believe that this is something which gives the value in this current situation, and feeling that we are not alone. And this is really important, because the feeling of loneliness is really common these days, even if you are staying in the masses. When I'm preparing usually my lectures, I'm really surprised that when I'm looking for some materials, I'm really surprised that usually everything brings to Indian culture and Indian philosophy and Indian great people. And when I talk to my friends from all over India, because we have here a small Indian community, I just realized that somehow Indians are so far from the roots. And I think this crisis should be really good opportunity to start learning more about Indian culture, Indian music, and philosophy, because for me it's a treasure. It's really treasure. I usually use Tagore in my lecture and in my trainings, and I really like his saying that if you cry because the sun has gone out of your life, your tears will prevent you from seeing the stars. I think he was genius, what he was telling, and I still read his books, and I still understand that how applicable it is, even it is more than 100 years old. How applicable are his thoughts and philosophy about educational system. And I really like that FEDAR Foundation exists, and I think it is something really unique and something which will bring the new dimension to the whole Kerala society. So I'm really excited to hear what will happen next, and I'm really happy to be involved in that. The whole situation for me for the last 1.5 years changed my attitude towards internet. So for some time I was feeling that internet is a real evil, because it just people get so many useless things from there and everything. But then I realized that this is a real. It's always up in which hands and how you're going to use that. Either it can be evil because you will just sit and uselessly spend your hours chatting and sitting in the social media and reading others' stories, or you're going to use it as a huge library, huge source of education. I rediscovered that, because if somebody will tell me 2 years ago that I will make a lecture for hundreds of people in Kerala, I will like, wow, it's not my case, it's not possible. Or yesterday, I just want to share that maybe some of you know, in United States, there is a really famous psychiatrist. His name is Irvin Yalom. He's 90 years old. He wrote enormous amount of books, and if you have a chance to read, I highly recommend you, because he writes about death, life, and love, and the meaning of life. And yesterday, I was lucky to be online and listen his lecture online, which will never happen if it won't be a pandemic, because he's 90 years old. He will just be, sharing his experience maybe through writing or something. but I had this chance, and for me it was wow experience. And I think I somehow I felt yesterday evening that whatever happens for good. I think I almost finished. Thank you for your time and attention. And I just wanted to remind you that sometimes when you are in the dark place and you feel that it's really dark and you think that I'm almost buried, but actually this is the beginning of something new and that you are actually have been planted. Thank you.